Hello, my name is Christine Bo, and I'm doing my MARP on virtual reality. So what is virtual reality, you may ask? It is a three-dimensional computer-generated environment which simulates realistic environments in which you may interact with. So typically when you are in a virtual reality, you are using virtual reality headsets, which are paired with props that imitate the real environment as well as equipment. So why did I choose virtual reality? It was after reading Ready Player One by Ernest Cline, and in this book it was a norm that students went into a virtual reality in order to take classes, and just thinking about that, I find that that is going to be the norm for us in the near future as well. I also had my own experience with virtual reality, and I was really convinced of the power of virtual reality. So some current uses of virtual reality is in healthcare, where doctors and dentists are using it for training to do surgical procedures. There's also training in the military, and then we can see people gaming with virtual reality as creating prototypes within virtual realities, especially in car manufacturers. And then here's a video of the military using virtual reality.
In combat theater to prepare service members for deployment, while saving the environment, money, and lives.
Normally, when units come here to train, if they're going to use real vehicles, they have to send people up a day in advance. It costs money to send them up here ahead of time. They don't have to coordinate for any fuel, no fuel cost to the unit. They don't have to coordinate with any other unit for any kind of support. So we don't need helicopters to fly in to do medevac evacuations. We can simulate that here. There's no money being spent on ammunition, explosives, or those types of things, because we can simulate that here. So we're saving all that money.
Not only are the virtual trainers saving money, they also provide quality training for the service members.
I felt it was really good. I felt, it's as close as you can get to being over there, without actually taking fire. And I felt it definitely will help. It shows you how to react to the things you need to question, and you'd rather make a mistake here than make the mistakes over there.
They're an effective way to keep the military safe and to help troops get the training they need to do their jobs. Reporting from Joint Base McGuire to Lakehurst, I'm Army Sergeant Brittany Armstrong.
So the next thing I want to talk about is how far VR has come in comparison to other technological trends. But before I talk about the trends, I have to talk about Gartner's hype cycle, which describes the 5 key phases of a technology's life cycle. So the 5 key phases we have are innovation trigger, in which the technology has potential to break through, yet there are no products that exist. Secondly, we have the peak of inflated expectations, where there are several success stories of the technology in use, but there are still failures and not as many companies has bought into it. And then we have the trough of disillusionment, where interest wanes as experiments and implications fail to deliver. And then we have the slope of enlightenment, which the technology is more widely understood. There has been a second and third generation of products of that technology. And then we have the plateau of productivity, where mainstream has adopted the technology and it is taking off. So in this cycle, if we take a look at the graph, we can see that virtual reality is in the slope of enlightenment. And then here's a closer view of that. So virtual reality is taking off, or is about to take off. There are probably a second generation of these models. So as you can see, virtual reality, it's gaining its popularity, and now you can see it moving over to the educational world. And it has been a hot topic in the educational world because virtual reality could provide something different for the classroom. Something it could provide is virtual field trips and this gives the students the opportunity to discover and explore. They are able to explore different sites, they are able to explore countries and even events. So they can explore the pyramids in Egypt, they can walk through the streets of Vietnam, or they can explore the life in trenches during World War II. Furthermore, virtual reality also allows students to develop skills, and then some of the skills that you can see is architecture and civil engineering. We have something like chemistry, physics, astronomy, and even entertainment or fashion. So some of the popular providers of virtual reality in the classroom that I found were Google and Nearpod. So Google has a new program called the Expedition Pioneer Program. They made affordable virtual reality products that allow students to take virtual field trips. The materials that are required are the Google Cardboard and a smartphone, and the Google Cardboard only costs about $10. It is something that you make at home. You put your phone in and you have created your virtual reality headset. So students can experience the Grand Canyon, they can also explore the Great Barrier Reef, they can walk on Mars, etc. So here's a little short video of what the Google Expedition Pioneer Program has to offer. And moving along, our next provider we have is Marp Vr, and Marp Vr is a part of Nearpod's company. It is an integration of virtual reality in their ready-to-teach lesson plans. So Marp Vr can be used on various devices like iPads, Chromebooks, smartphones, and MacBooks. And then here are some of the lessons that I have found online. These are all math lessons, and it seems like it has been created by various people. The cost of each one of these kind of ranges from $2 to $5. So relatively decent price. It could add up though, but here's also another page that I found. You can also see that it ranges from, though there are many benefits to virtual reality in education, it also brings its challenges. Some of the challenges that you may find in virtual reality is the cost. So if you're looking for a virtual reality headset with high definition, I'm saying that it's going to cost about $400 a piece, and that is just for the headset alone. And then another challenge is adequate training. So teachers need to be trained on how to use the program, how to effectively tie it into the lesson, and students will need to be trained as well. And then lastly, this may or may not become a challenge, in which is the novelty effect, where students are so used to the stimulated world that it just becomes a disinterest and they are not as engaged as they were before. So this concludes my presentation, and here are my references.